Welcome back to the Mookie channel, and you are looking live at the bountiful yield from a 1989 Topps Wax Pack Rip that we're going to get to in just a minute. We also have a big mystery card reveal that we are going to drop the curtain on momentarily. You do not want to miss which card I'm revealing tonight. And we also have the big announcement of a big new strategic initiative here at Mookie Chilson World Headquarters. It is exciting. I am thrilled to share it with you, and you will want to stick around for that. But let's start off with these 1989 Topps cards. Of course, we've got Rickey Henderson in his Yankees uniform. His last card is a Yankee, I believe. We go to the A's. That A's team is the one that Tommy Lasorda beat in 1988 with his Dodgers. Kirk Gibson and Oral Hershiser in the gang doing the damage there. You've got Andre the Hawk Dawson, who had a killer 1989, winning the MVP for the last place Cubs, but doesn't matter. He got the hardware and is in the Hall. Then you have the rookie card, Hall of Famer for Craig Biggio, the pride of Seton Hall, the second baseman, catcher turned second baseman, who played for all those years with the Houston Astros. Going into the Hall just a few years ago. And of course, we have Gregg Jefferies. It was a lot bigger card than Craig Biggio, let me tell you, in 1989 when you picked this. This was, maybe with Gary Sheffield, the most hotly sought-after card in the 1989 Topps set, this Future Stars Jefferies. He had finished the 1988 season with such a incredible flourish that everybody thought for sure this card and Gregg Jefferies were going to be legendary. Of course, it didn't quite turn out that way, but there is still magic on the back of the card, as you can read here. One of the stringent exercises employed by Gregg during his workouts, is swinging a leaden bat underwater. The Chilson brothers and myself, of course, knew this. Or maybe we read this and started swinging baseball bats underwater to try and strengthen ourselves to try and make the big leagues like Gregg Jefferies. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. He went on to have a big major league career, and we are watching from home, but that's the breaks. Then there's Guillermo Hernandez. You may know Guillermo Hernandez previous to this card as Willie Hernandez. He was Willie Hernandez for the '85 Tigers when they won the World Series. He was Willie Hernandez in 1988 Topps, all the way up through 88 Topps. But in 1989, he became Guillermo Hernandez. Why did he become Guillermo Hernandez? Because Topps finally figured out Guillermo prefers to be known by his given name, Guillermo. Which, God bless him, of course. If he wants to be named Guillermo, Topps should absolutely put Guillermo on the card. It's a little bit of a passive-aggressive blurb there on the back of the card. I don't know who was writing it, but take it for what it's worth. A lot of letters on that card, but that's his name, so he got it. And then there's this card. Here's Pat Tabler. Now, you may not know Pat Tabler for much, but if you do know Pat Tabler at all, I bet it's because you know about his record with the bases loaded. And if you turn the card around, you'll note on the back of the card, Pat's ninth inning 3-run game-winning double on 8/9/88 raised his bases loaded average to .565, 35 for 62. So Pat Tabler was batting almost 600 at that point with the bases loaded. He would finish his career batting almost 500 with the bases loaded. In fact, he currently has the greatest batting average with the bases loaded of any player ever with 100 at bats or more. He has 50 points higher than Tony Gwynn, who's the next guy, at 444. Pat Tabler in 109 plate appearances drove in 108 runs. He was a nightmare when the bases were loaded. And so that's why I remember Pat Tabler, and they put it on the back of his card. By the way, interesting note, the Hall of Famer with the worst batting average with the bases loaded, in case you were wondering, is the man on your left there, Craig Biggio, who batted just over 200 with the bases loaded. So there you have it. That's the end of that 89 Topps Rip. And now we're going to do the mystery card reveal. And this is something I've been looking forward to. This is a card I got in the mail recently. It is I'm now realizing that the sticky, it may be showing too much. We have to work on this. But it is Frank Robinson, 1959 Topps Frank Robinson. I love this card. It feels like you're looking in the knot hole in a wall of in a fence, slat at Frank Robinson playing ball inside the Red Stadium there. And Frank Robinson is obviously a legendary Hall of Famer, an icon in the sport, would go on to manage as well. And, somebody liked this cutout hole effect enough to where they took their hole punch and cut out holes on the card in between Cincinnati and Redlegs. Can you see that there? And one up in the audience there. So some overzealous youngster decided that this whole Frank Robinson and the hole design deserves some holes of its own. So I don't know why they did that, but I love the card, and the card will go on the Mookie Chilson Holy Grail Wall of Fame, on the larger size Holy Grail Wall of Fame. On the smaller sized Holy Grail Wall of Fame, I had to figure out what I was going to do. You can't have that kind of cork laying around without putting graphical map tags in it. And so what do you do when you have an empty cork board with no pinhole cards in it? You come up with a brand new initiative, a strategic initiative to fill that card with your favorite insert set of any post-war vintage card set, and that is also from the 1959 set. And you recognize these. These are the dual cards from 1959, all of the amazing pairings and triplets of all the different players here. You got Destruction Crew, you got the Cubs Clubbers, NL Hit Kings that I got from Sammy Thunder. You have the Keystone Combo, the Corsair Outfield Trio. There are 17 of these cards in the set. And so when you stack them up 4x4, you get 4 rows of 4 and then 1 dangler left over. And so with the dangler, I decided I was going to take some Topps Archives cards and fill that out on the bottom. You have Ohtani and Trout and Benintendi and Betts and Ichiro and D. Gordon. And so my 2 new cards are going to fit up on that board to help fill it out. I may condense and shrink these down a little bit, but this is going to go up on the wall. I love the design of these cards. It reminds me of, as I told Dylan from Double D Vintage Cards, it reminds me of an Endless Summer surf poster. It's just the most iconic and beautiful design. I love it, and all of these cards together make such a beautiful, striking image to me as a vintage baseball card lover. And I hope you are too, if you're watching this video. And so this will go up on the wall. This is the new strategic initiative. So I hope you like it. And if you don't, you're going to live. Life will go on. And there will be another video that you can watch next time. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon. And thank you.